Ever since I submitted my last March Caprice project, I've been thinking hard about what I'd submit for March Caprice IV, and the time has at last arrived to bring it into the world. If you recall, last year's project was an essay I titled The Phantom Waters, in which I argued the importance of zero point 0.2 to Aqua's character development as a whole, citing it as one of the stronger examples of characterization in the series. A couple of months ago, I also turned this into my inaugural video essay, which you can view right here on this channel. Because I had so much fun doing that, of course I was eager to write another essay, and so this year I invite you all to imagine with me a hypothetical 0.22, a project which we will dub Kingdom Hearts 3.8 for the sake of convenience. This 3.8 would feature a playable Kairi beginning her training with Aqua. Just like how I feel that the existing 0.2 is the cornerstone of Aqua's characterization, an ideal 3.8 would be a great way to characterize Kairi and set the stage for her to be a major player in KH4 at long last. And this time around, I'd like to explore that via a return trip to a Disney World that Sora has visited before, the at times maligned Arendelle. It is my mission to show you all what I think could be garnered from a repeat visit to the world, based on themes that are prominent in Frozen 2. A couple of points of clarification before we begin. Of course, I do not think any of this will actually happen in KH4 or in any related media. We are currently looking at an idealized concept of what KH might look like if its women were centered, and the opportunities they would have to push their character arcs by exploring more of the outside world. I certainly do hold out hope that something incredible is done with Kairi moving forward, but I have a sneaking suspicion Arendelle will be left behind. Additionally, this essay is not meant to be a commentary on Frozen 2 in and of itself, necessarily. I am not unaware of the discourse that has permeated this movie since its release, and to say that the movie, and especially its ending, is controversial would be putting it mildly. It is not my goal to change your mind on this movie, to declare it some kind of hidden gem, or to speak excessively to its merits. Rather, the exercise we are embarking on together is one of utility in regards to the future of the series. Or, to put it another way, I think that Frozen 2 and Arendelle have the potential to be significant to the larger Kingdom Hearts story moving forward. In my mind, a strong revisit highlights the thematic parallels between the properties, most notably the importance of understanding the past in order to affect the present, and that even if your intentions are good, pushing others away to try to handle your burden alone is often more harmful and alienating than protective. This is also as good a place as any to say that there will be Frozen 2 spoilers for the rest of this project. I envision this as an immediate follow-up to the events of Melody of Memory, so to recap. Kairi has just had a bit of an unsettling encounter with Master Xehanort in her mind, and has somewhat reluctantly agreed to take on more Keyblade training under Master Aqua. It's likely that the first thing Aqua would do in this training is assess the capabilities of her student through exercises and demonstrations. Over the course of this, she'd come to realize that Kairi is actually quite capable with the Keyblade. She has access to every 4th tier magic spell, can conjure barriers, and can perform shot locks and link attacks. She even has her own unique abilities, such as throwing her Keyblade and teleporting after it to start her combos from a distance. Considering that Kairi was the one to ask for additional training, this would likely be confusing for Aqua. I imagine their journey would be kickstarted by Aqua having a chat with Kairi, maybe over some sea salt ice cream for old time's sake, explaining to her that she feels that there isn't a whole lot that she has to teach that Kairi cannot already do. She'd then ask Kairi exactly what she intends to gain from the training, and I feel that Kairi would respond something along the lines of wanting to be strong enough to help find Sora, so that she stops being cast aside. Aqua then has an idea. Kairi likely needs real-world experience with her Keyblade in order to gain confidence, and maybe even a clue to Sora's whereabouts. Kairi wonders if all the journals Jiminy kept of Sora's adventures might have some kind of a clue to his current whereabouts, so the pair travel to the mysterious tower. Since Riku is searching the realm of unreality, Kairi resolves to focus her efforts in the realm of reality instead. While combing through the journal, Kairi realizes that Sora has met 3 of the new 7 hearts besides herself, and learns that 2 of them reside in the same world. She asks Yensid for guidance on how to visit that place, and he replies that she can likely do it the same way Sora did. That is, by tracing the connections in her heart via the Keyblade. Considering that in KH1 the other princesses could feel Kairi's presence and heart even though they didn't know her personally, it stands to reason that the reverse might be true as well. Concentrating all her mental energy on the Keyblade, Destiny's Embrace produces a gate, and Kairi and Aqua step through it into the unknown. I'm not even sorry about that one, I had to. When considering this hypothetical visit to the world, I initially struggled a lot with when I wanted Kairi and Aqua to arrive in relation to the timeline of Frozen 2. Ultimately, I settled on the moment the Into the Unknown sequence ends, when Elsa accidentally summons the spirits of the forest, who then begin to attack. We can think of the magic spirits themselves as representatives of the forces of nature, with Elsa's awakening them being akin to...
You've broken a nature taboo.
The narrative of Frozen 2 already leans heavily on this concept, and its inclusion in KH could deepen that, since the spirits are ultimately angry about the Arendellian Dam and the weakening of their powers as a result. The Heartless would prey on that resentment and corrupt them. The destruction present in the original film thus becomes compounded by Heartless once again invading Arendelle, with Kairi and Aqua fighting their way through the hordes to ensure the safety of the kingdom, its denizens, the princess, and the queen. Afterwards, Elsa and Anna thank Kairi and Aqua for their assistance and immediately ask if they are friends of Sora. The wielders are dumbfounded as to how Elsa and Anna reached that conclusion so quickly. They recall seeing Sora's Keyblade from their previous adventure. Kairi confirms that they do know Sora, but he has disappeared, and she is looking for clues that may point her in his direction. While the Queen would like to help them, she is curious as to how Kairi was able to find them in their moment of need. The same way that Sora did when he first came here, she might say. I read about his adventures and followed the light of your hearts to open a gate. This presents a fantastic opportunity to speculate on the powers and abilities of the new Seven, and I theorize that both Elsa and Anna would feel a powerful connection to Kairi. Despite the series' insistence on world order, I feel that the Arendellians that encountered Sora likely already know that he is not of this realm, seeing as his reaction to first meeting the Queen was...
So, what's your name?
It also stands to reason that Elsa may be aware of capital D darkness, seeing how ingrained magic itself is in the universe of Arendelle. As a gameplay aside, both sisters are world-specific party members, naturally. Elsa is a no-brainer, and frankly should have been done in KH3, but we're definitely including Anna as well. Her weapon? This sword. I don't see why Kairi and Aqua wouldn't give her a few pointers on how to properly wield it, and it's a fun way to integrate something that was kind of a throwaway gag in the original movie. To throw out a few ideas I have, Elsa could expend MP to augment someone else's attacks, Elsa and Anna could have a joint command style that's an augmented version of Spellweaver. Call it Ice Queens, maybe. Anna can inflict Berserk on herself for stronger attacks to reference her fiery temper. At any rate, the journey to the Enchanted Forest from Arendelle is a playable segment. It's a great setting with interesting Heartless design potential. Along the way, the sisters share the story their father told them about their destination, how he became king as the result of a conflict during the ceremony held to commemorate the completion of the Arendellian Dam, and how from then on the forest was surrounded by an impenetrable magic mist. As the women explain, Kairi realizes that the troubles of Arendelle's present are connected to its past, echoing Xehanort's sentiment and melody of memory about her own situation. Put a pin in this, we're coming back to it. I do concede that it is a tiny bit necessary for some of the plot beats in this world visit to carry on as they do in the original movie, so I won't elaborate too much except in the ways that I think Kairi and Aqua can add to it. Namely, I think that Master and Apprentice would help defend the village against the fire spirit attack, maybe even in the form of a heartless mini-boss. They'd witness the royal sisters discovering that they're half Northaldrin, which might prompt a conversation between Kairi and Aqua about their own backgrounds, as neither woman remembers much about her youth. When the Earth Giants roam close to the camp, Kairi and Aqua use their magic to keep everyone safe, and then depart towards the Dark Sea with Anna and Elsa in the middle of the night. The group continues on to discover the shipwreck that claimed the lives of the former king and queen, and from here on the thematic meshing of the properties is extremely strong. Just like in the movie, Elsa would attempt to send everyone else away in order to press on to Ahtohallan on her own, but I believe that Aqua would be able to resist the trap due to her affinity for ice and water magic. At this point, Aqua and Kairi are separated, and Aqua becomes furious. Her own experiences have shown her that trying to take all the responsibility onto yourself is not always the best course of action, and worse, can alienate the ones you are trying to protect. However, she also knows that Elsa is determined to press on to Ahtohallan, and so insists on accompanying her to ensure her safety. On the other side of the trap, you have Anna and Kairi hurtling towards the Earth Giants. Both girls are pissed about their situation. I think it would be especially important to have Kairi express her own rage and anger. This moment in the movie was actually what inspired me to do the entire project, because I immediately drew thematic parallels to Kairi once again being left behind by Riku in order to continue training, rather than jumping into the action to save Sora. Kairi did technically choose this course of action, I suppose, but one could argue, it's me, I'm the one making the argument. But she felt pressured by Riku and the fairy godmother into making this decision, and the fact that they acquiesced to it so easily reinforces something that Kairi has expressed often in the series. She doesn't want to be left behind. Sora once told her,
"You'd kind of be in my way."
And now Riku, who despite having no formal training is now a master in his own right, reinforces that sentiment. Anna would realize that this is not the first time this has happened to Kairi, and that she was angry about more than what just happened. A feeling they share. Deviating from the movie a bit, I feel that Kairi and Anna would get caught up in validating each other and stoking their respective anger, only for that rage to awaken the Earth Giants, who themselves would make an interesting mini-boss. Once they are defeated, Kairi snaps back into focus as she realizes that the laws of nature themselves are rebelling against their actions, and she might muse on how a similar thing must have happened to Sora. With the Earth Giants at bay for now, the women regroup, still angry, but resolving to help in whatever way they are able using the powers they already have. I have no doubt Elsa and Aqua could easily tackle the knock and make their way into Atahalan, using their magic to open the gates and learn all of its secrets. If you think about it, Atahalan is a bit of a realm of unreality, a place where past memories are made real and all truth is laid bare, though at a terrible price. Doesn't that sound like a KH location we know? While the knock itself would make an interesting mini-boss, I'm actually going to propose something different as the forced encounter in this area: the past memories themselves. I think it would be beyond cool to see the darkness and the heartless infiltrate this place as well, turning Elsa and her ancestors' past fears and prejudices into physical entities and breaking through them to find the truth. Elsa is not necessarily a combatant in her original movies, but she has a lot of potential that could be used here. I even think her desperate pursuit of the truth might unlock new powers in her. In the process, they learned the true outcome of the conflict 3 decades ago. King Runard slaughtered the leader of the North Uldra in cold blood and intended for the dam to weaken the North Uldra and make them dependent on Arendelle. Elsa and Aqua would beat back the monsters, and although Aqua's presence might certainly help for a time, she would also be just as susceptible to the curse of Atahalan as Elsa. Those who go too far and learn too much will freeze to solid ice. Thinking quickly, Elsa and Aqua combine their powers to send what they have learned to Kairi and Anna. Upon receiving the message, the girls work to decipher it together, and conclude that the way to rectify this damning sin of the past is to, well, destroy the dam. Both know that the resulting flood will destroy Arendelle, but know that they have each other and that they can rebuild, something that sparks a deeper connection in both of their hearts and makes them feel more powerful. The revelation would also cause Kairi to again remember the words of Master Xehanort, worrying if heinous events like this also exist in the distant past, as he suggested. We know this to be true to an extent. We know about the Master of Masters and his plan to drive darkness from the world forever, which involved the sacrifice of countless lives and the deception of thousands in order to produce the worlds as we now know them. I find it hard to believe that today's wielders will not have to uncover these terrible truths in the future of the series, and this would be a fantastic way to foreshadow that larger motif in KH4. This is another moment I envision as more combat-oriented than in the original movie. Kairi has the advantage because she can teleport short distances and cast barriers to keep Anna safe as they lure the Earth Giants to destroy the dam. They accidentally make themselves the targets instead, and here is where the climactic heartless encounter of the world occurs: Kairi and Anna versus several Earth Giants empowered by darkness. This could be a really intense action sequence and a great set piece like Rock Titan was for KH3. After a grueling battle, the girls emerge victorious. As a reward for their perseverance and determination to reveal the truth, even at great personal cost, the Giants agree to help them realize their goal. The rest is just falling action to wrap up the remaining plot points. The destruction of the dam frees Elsa and Aqua, who team up to spare Arendelle from the flood, and the four ladies reunite to bring their adventure to a close. Elsa stays with the spirits of the forest and the North Uldra to learn all she can from them, and abdicates the throne to her sister, who becomes Queen of Arendelle. Anna vows to use her position to look for any archive she can about magic and unreality to help investigate Sora's disappearance. Kairi would offer each of the royal sisters a gummy phone, I think. As much as world order needs to be preserved, the fact remains that the Heartless were drawn to this world for the same reason Kairi herself was. There are new hearts here that must be protected. Informing Elsa and Anna about the threat and giving them the means to contact Kairi again would be a strong way to solidify the bonds they have developed, and would also reinforce the impact and importance of this outing to Arendelle. Upon leaving, Kairi and Aqua reflect on what they have learned, and Aqua commends Kairi for how she took charge and trusted her own strength to save the day. Kairi appreciates the acknowledgement, but also notes that she couldn't have done it without Anna. Aqua says this is a good thing. Having the strength of the Keyblade means nothing without having the skills to work together with and connect to others. For all her efforts to complete her mission alone, Elsa needed Anna to be able to free the forest, and likewise Sora needs the help of his allies, including Kairi. Kairi's biggest takeaway from the adventure would be that knowing the true past would be crucial to understanding her present, and she would then ask Aqua for a history lesson. As a master, Aqua must have been taught about the history of the Keyblade. I imagine Ericus would have included those lessons as a part of Aqua's training, and that the Land of Departure likely has even more records. They resolve to incorporate this into Kairi's training, inspired by what transpired in Arendelle, and Kairi vows to make herself an active player in the search for Sora. She thanks Aqua for encouraging her to see a new world, and feels renewed in her sense of purpose. The events of Arendelle could then direct Kairi's character arc for the remainder of the game, and I'd be hard-pressed to think of a more thematically appropriate way to use a familiar property to teach the protagonists more about their own world. Hi y'all, Editing Syll here. Thank you so much for watching my March Caprice IV essay. This is my second entry into March Caprice. Last year I wrote a written essay, and this year is my first year contributing a video essay to March Caprice. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I love Frozen 2, and I've been wanting to make a project about Frozen 2 and Kingdom Hearts and Kairi and Aqua for quite some time. I'm really happy that I was finally able to make it come together. If you want to see what else I'm up to, I have more videos here on this channel, including last year's March Caprice entry, which I videofied a couple months ago. I'm also streaming now on Twitch, and you can find all of that in the description. I really hope that you enjoy this content and the rest of March Caprice. It is an honor to be a part of the event. And just thank you all so much for being so welcoming and always being so supportive of what I and everybody else are doing in this community. I have a fun time being a part of it, and I just really appreciate all of you so much. Thanks for coming, and you will definitely see me soon. This will definitely not be the last of Syll.